Hi everyone, so today we are going to simplify rational expressions. So remember, a rational expression is just a ratio or fraction of two polynomials. So to simplify a rational expression, you have to first factor the numerator and denominator, if you can. So this would be finding a GCF, finding common factors using the box method or the area model. You're going to cancel any common factors, and then you're going to simplify any fractions that you may have. Now, this first question, you want to look at the numerator first. Now, the numerator, we can actually see that you have a GCF, and when you look at the denominator, you also have a GCF. So a GCF is 2a and 3a in the denominator. So when we take out that GCF, we have a plus 5. You're going to cancel out the common factor that you have, which is a plus 5. That is one factor together. You can then see that you could also cancel out the a's that are in the front. So when you simplify your fraction, you are left with 2/3. Now in this example, we're going to look at the numerator and we're going to see that we do have a GCF. And that GCF is 2. So now when we have the 2, we can see then inside my parentheses, I could actually factor one more time. I can use my box method. So I can find my factors. I can find the outside and the left. I get x and then -5 and 4. So now what I can see is that numerator is 2, that GCF of 2, and then the x minus 5 and the x plus 4. When I look at the denominator, I can actually see that I have a GCF of 2. So when I take out that 2, I get x minus 5. Now, some things that you can cancel out, your x minus 5, that factor you can cancel, as well as the 2. Now, what is left is the x plus 4. Now, you could write it as x plus 4 over 1. It's not necessary, but that is also the correct answer. Now, in this example, when I look at my numerator, I see that my a value is not 1, and I don't have a GCF. So I will have to use my box method. So when I do my box method, I get 2x and then a 1 and then an x minus 3. So now I'm going to look at the denominator and see, okay, I can factor that 1 again using my box. So now I'm going to see I have x minus 3 and x minus 4. And I'm going to put that in my denominator. So now I can cancel out my common factor, which is x minus 3. And then what I have left is 2x plus 1 and then x minus 4. Now sometimes factors that look alike are actually opposites. So when you do see this, we're going to actually factor out a -1 to create common factors. So you have to be careful when you see some factors that really look alike, but maybe the signs are different. So let's go ahead and see what this actually means with two examples. So now let's look at this example. You see the x's, you see the 7s, and right away you see a minus sign. You're like, okay, I can cancel these out, common factors. Maybe they just simplify to 1. But these are actually opposites of each other. So notice the signs are different too. The denominator, it's actually a minus x and then a positive 7, whereas that's opposite compared to what's in the numerator. So I'm going to actually factor out a -1 to the denominator. When I do that, that sign's going to change for that 7 as well as that x. Now if I just flip-flop it and just rewrite it, it's still going to be x and then a -7 with that -1 in the front. Doing this, taking out that -1, actually allows me to have the correct factor, that correct common factor, whereas I can cross out the x minus 7s. Now notice that in that numerator, it doesn't cancel out or simplify to 0, as some mistakes could happen. It actually simplifies to 1, because I have that kind of invisible 1 that's in the front. So now I have that 1 over the -1, which simplifies to -1. Okay, this example, what you're going to see is, okay, well, I have to factor. So I'm going to take that numerator and say, okay, well, I can factor that. That's going to be using my box, using guess and check if that's what you like. So I can factor that numerator, and I get x minus 4 and x minus 5. Okay, one thing to be careful of. right? You look at that x minus 4 and you see something kind of similar to it. That 4 minus x, right? Take out that -1, factor out a -1. That's going to flip the signs. So then you're going to notice, even though it's kind of in reverse order, I do have a x and do have a -4 that's going to match that factor that's in the numerator. So I'm going to take out that -1. I'm just going to put it right in the front of that 5. And then that x minus 4. I can cross out my x minus 4 factors. I can cross out my x minus 5 factors. Remember, that's invisible ones in the numerator. Doesn't simplify or cancel out to 0. So it's a +1 in the numerator. I've got that -1 and that 5 that was in the front of my 2 factors. So that multiplies to -5, which gets me an answer of -1/5. Now here are some things for you to remember. Remember to factor expression first, right? GCF, using your box method. And also, if you have some factors that look alike, then make sure you take out that -1 so you can create that common factor in order for you to cancel. Now, I hope you found this video helpful and you're able to simplify rational expressions. Thanks for watching and have a great day.